Hello, guys. Hello. Welcome to the third episode of Eternal Sports Agency Talks. Today, we're having a great guest. We have Andy Owusu. Andy Owusu played for Great Britain, played professional football in Finland. He's played in England for many years at university level and also at outside in senior level. I'm very happy to have him here today because I've seen his process through the last years and he's been great. So I'm very happy that he is here sharing a bit of time with us. Hello, Andy. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. How are you doing?
I'm amazing, man. Amazing. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Just to start off, just tell me now, how is your life now with this COVID and not being able to play football?
There's some positives and negatives to it, I'll be honest, because I'm also a student, I'm studying. So with the whole COVID thing keeping everybody inside, it gives you more time to focus on your studies. Unfortunately, that is pretty much the only thing you can do. So I guess it depends on how you want to look at it. In terms of how it's affected me football-wise, all the opportunities have sort of shut down because of health and safety reasons, of course. So you can't go abroad anymore. You can't really practice football here in the UK, in teams officially anyway. But I still try to do my friends go to the park every week, every Saturday. Just came back from training now actually. And then we do some training there and then, work and footwork, do some routes, do some, just to keep the body active until time comes for us to be able to actually go back and integrate so we're not too rusty, trying to keep the engine moving a little bit. So now COVID's hit. I mean, it's like a new thing for the world, isn't it? You can't really sort of compare it to anything else, but everyone is sort of taking it on board differently. But the only thing that we have together is that we're all in it together. So
no one expected the situation that we've been for the last year. I mean, no one could because everyone had plans, I think you had you're meant to go somewhere to play, isn't it? Professional. Where?
I was meant to go to Germany. So I had a contract signed with Gilberto Hurricanes in GFL 1. So I was meant to go there last summer. We had more than last February even. They had the whole tickets booked and everything for 28th of Feb. And then as time was going on, things had to be cancelled. The league got cancelled. Only I think a handful of teams played in the actual league. The team itself had to pull sponsors away because everybody's businesses were suffering because people were working from home. So there's a lot of things outside of on the pitch that factors into football that just were not going well because of COVID. So that one had to be postponed. Even the things with the CFL, the Canadian draft that we're meant to be part of, that one had to be postponed as well. They still haven't done their draft for the CFL. Of course, football here was postponed as well for a year. Now it's nearly going to be 2 years. Time has actually gone by. But I was meant to go to Germany and it just didn't happen. It's been postponed for this year. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything seems to be lined up right now. They have a plan to execute for the season to carry on in Germany. As long as, things don't get worse, this should be fine and it should be able to go according to plan.
I really hope you guys are able to go back and play, because I remember last year there were only 2-3 leagues that were running. I think it was Poland, Austria, and another one. I mean, most of the leagues, even here in the UK, they were shut down due to COVID, which is sad, because in the stage in the stage you are right now, in your 23, 24 years old, all the time you play is very important now, It's the most important part or part of life in an athlete is between that 23, 26 years old. If the athlete doesn't perform in a high level at that time, is very difficult after that is gonna be able to perform in a high level, for example. So you haven't been able to play ball, obviously, because the situation we've been living on. So what have you been doing apart from training in this quarantine and all this period?
Like I said, I'm studying. I'm doing my master's right now, so I've been busy with that. Pretty preoccupied since when did I start? September. Before that, it was summertime and the sun was out, and I was actually having a pretty good time in terms of quarantine, because as many rules as Boris brought in, one rule was that we were allowed to go out for exercise, and definitely took advantage of that. So summertime with the sun, good weather, me and my friends would link up in the park, and we'd just be doing football like 3 times a week or so, and that was really fun in terms of like getting our bodies improved. But then when other responsibilities came along, school came along, having to work from home, everything became shut down again. But what lockdown are we in now? We're in like 3rd lockdown or 4th lockdown? I've lost track, I'm not gonna lie. After the first lockdown, I ordered some weights. So I've got some weights at home now that I do home workouts with. Sort of preempted that we'd be in a longer lockdown. Many people didn't do that, so that's a positive for me. So yeah, I do weight training a couple of times a week, and then obviously I do my football training on Saturdays. And outside of that, I'm just doing uni work. I'm just studying.
Do you see yourself more in the future making a career from football, or from your actual degree, your actual career?
I mean, every athlete wants to take it to the top, innit? So the ultimate goal is, I want to say was and still is, to make it to the top, to make it where, NFL, where you can get money and provide, for your family and stuff like that. However, you can't have that as your sole goal. You have to have a backup, hence the uni, hence why I'm still studying. So if God willing, everything goes to plan, I would be in the NFL right now, playing, making money, making sure my family's okay, and all that kind of stuff. But I've also got as far as my head is in the clouds, to be able to dream for NFL and like CFL, hope, sort of thing like that. And we've had opportunities. There are opportunities that have happened, but obviously COVID has ruined certain things. My feet is also in the ground, where like I have to keep myself planted and be aware that I'm not going to play ball forever. So I need to set myself, get some foundation, my education right, so I have something to fall back on. And that's what I'm studying for. So it's kind of difficult at the moment to balance both of them, but once you have like a clue of how to balance them, I feel like I'm handling life pretty well right now. I can't really complain too much.
And my question now is, what is your approach? Because you seem like you had all the situation all the time in control. Because many people went into depression. Many people that wanted to like go overseas, they thought that it was over for them. But I see that you are pretty calm about it. I see that you have the situation under control. I think you have a very good understanding of the situation. You know what to do. So what is your more or less your mental approach to the situation in order to like have a positive outcome?
I look at things logically as often as I can. So approaching the year, when I had like the CFL thing lined up in January, I also had the GFL contracts lined up as well. So come January, there was 2 options, 2 pathways for me. I was either going to make it to the CFL, get drafted there, or if I wasn't, I was going to go to the GFL and play there, get some more footage, and then be able to take it to the next level from there. So there was always sort of like a plan and then a backup plan. And that's how I've been able to sort of handle things. And even moving towards the end of the year, the GFL didn't happen, but I had uni lined up anyway. So I'm always making sure that I'm getting something done, getting something achieved. I'm not like sort of stagnant. Like we're all stuck in the world right now, but our responsibilities haven't stopped. We still have to take care of business. You know what I mean? So my priority right now is education. As many athletes around my age and your age, we're all still in uni and stuff like that. Yeah. So you can't now be like, okay, cool, I'm going to play ball, or rather, because the world has stopped and because we can't play ball, I'm not going to do anything else and sit there and, ruminate on my depression, etc. We all get upset. We all have mental health challenges. I've had a few myself, it's been a tough year for everyone. But like I said, I set goals and I make sure that there's always a backup plan to the plan that I have. And if one thing isn't working, the other one will be working, and make sure that I'm always on the move, always doing something, always achieving something. So I'm not getting any younger, So that's how I've been handling the whole thing from day one, I suppose. I always make sure I have a plan and have a backup plan. Both of them that will benefit you, of course, in the long run. And then, that way you're always doing something productive and something positive.
Man, I really like the way you use your perspective of life, because more people should apply this, because some people are just waiting opportunities to come to them. Like I'm a I truly believe that you need to go and get whatever you want. It's not gonna come to you. It's whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to get in life, you need to go and chase it down, no matter what. And
Yeah,
and that's it. You been like for the whole lockdown, you thought, well, maybe I don't play ball, but I'm doing something else. I just cannot wait till the world is gonna start running properly again.
Definitely.
I just need to find like my way somehow. So that's good, man. I hope everyone that is listening to this gets like a similar approach in life. It doesn't matter if it's COVID, guys. Sometimes we have situations in life that they don't allow us, let's say, to practice a sport or to do something that we want, even
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
this is all like nobody would have anticipated this. Nobody would have been able to predict this. It just sort of jumped up on all of us, and we could have all. I mean, we're all at home anyway, but we're still able to do stuff from home. Many people this year have learned that you can work from home. You don't even have to go into the office. So when the world does go back to normal, a lot of offices are going to be shut. So like we have to be able to adapt, sort of thing, and knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses is like part of it. Knowing that, cool, I have a strong mental fortitude and I can like persevere and meet this challenge and do that, set this plan and set this goal. Like we're all at home, but I'm getting a degree, you're getting a degree. Some people are working, getting money. And then there's others who's like, oh, because the world is shut, like I'm gonna have to shut. Like that's not how it works. You have to keep fighting and still find ways to do things and still be able to achieve. As humans, like we need to achieve something. We need to have a goal. We need to have something to reach. Otherwise, we're just gonna be bored in it. So yeah, just make sure you always have something in the works, and that way you yourself will be working, and that you won't be stuck. That's how I see things.
I believe that humans needs to have a reason. You need to have a reason why you waking up, why you dressing up for. What is your plan for today?
Literally.
And if you wanna achieve, let's say, success in life, the rent of success is daily, man. It's not weekly. It's not monthly. It's daily. You need to grind every day. I understand that not every day you can give the same amount of effort, but it's better a slow motion rather than no motion at all.
Oh yeah, ooh, okay, I like that one. I like that.
I like that one. Yeah, because sometimes sometimes I wake up in the morning and I know how to do things, but maybe I don't get 10 things done, but at least I do 5. At least I do 5. But yeah, like at least I could go bed at night and say, yeah, the day didn't go as well as I wanted, but I did some progress today. So that's success. Because what I see is that many people want many things at the same time. You need to have one goal. For example, your goal was football. Okay, COVID. Okay, what's next? Focus on my degree. When football is available again, football will be the focus. But that's it. You always need to have something in your mind, something that is pushing you.
Have a goal, yeah. Like have some sort of target that you want to reach, and it's easier said than done. Not everyone's gonna have the same goals as you. Not everyone's gonna have the same like level or quality of goals as you. Some people might have smaller things, but as long as you have something like for you to reach or something for you to do, I feel like any progress is progress still. As long as you're not stuck or you're going backwards, just keep moving, just keep fighting to whatever it is you want to achieve, and that's just the way forward. That's just life, innit? You just have to. It's an everyday struggle.
I wanted to ask you: do you read any book? Do you have any mentor? Do you meditate? Do you do something? To keep your brain on point? Do you do any sort of routine, maybe?
So in the first lockdown, during that summertime, like in addition to going out and stuff, picking up some new hobbies. I was reading as well. I had some books that I was getting through. But then of course uni started. So the books I'm getting through now are all like course related stuff. So I'm active now, but is directed towards, the education. I have like deadlines to do and stuff like that. In terms of meditation and stuff like that, I don't really do. I'm aware of all that kind of stuff, like mindfulness and stuff. So I know how to channel yourself and be able to sort of stable and like imagery, using all sort of mental skills to sort of get yourself through the day, or get yourself through the sports or through life, and what kind of life skills that you need to implement. I'm aware of all of that kind of stuff, but I don't seem to need to sort of use them. Like I've got friends that motivate me to do stuff. I've got family that motivate me to do stuff. And like by friends, I don't just mean like they will come out there and do it with me. So when it comes to working out, some days where I'm not on it at all, I don't want to work out, but my friend will message me and be like, yo, like we're gonna work out. And then I have to show up, because I have to show up for them, not just for myself. I have to like, cool, yeah, we'll do it. I'm not really on it today, but because he's on it, I'm just going to be there. And by him, I will be working regardless. So that's like sort of friends that you sort of things that have that motivate me. So I don't have like more of these mental, like intrinsic sort of skills that I need to implement, like meditation and like all that kind of stuff. I've got actually like external things that push me towards it. If I'm not there, my friend's going to do it for get me to do it. So there's always something that's being done. And I've got certain expectations, like for yourself, for team members, and for like the certain communities that I'm part of, that I have to meet certain expectations of. Like I call myself an athlete, and as an athlete, I have to take care of myself. I have to train. I have to do that in case I'm ever called, like if we're ever called to come and play. Every athlete that I know right now on the GB team is out here training by themselves, doing hill sprints, park workouts, footwork. If they got weights, they're working. Like everybody that I see, everybody in my circle, in terms of athletes of that level, they're all working. So there's no excuse for me to not be working, because if I'm not working, they're working. The gap between me and them is just getting higher and higher. So I don't post much, but it doesn't mean I'm not doing much. I'm out here still getting my bread every day. So it's a motivation thing. It's a lot of like seeing people around you, surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded, and then having them challenge you and you meeting that challenge. Like they post stuff, so I can see when people are working, and when I'm not working, I'm like,
you feel bad.
Oh, shit, this guy was a bit faster than me, and I see him working. So whenever we do go back to the field, he's going to be faster than me. He's going to be stronger than me. Like I can't be lacking. I have to, get myself into it somehow. So now I have to go to the park myself. I have to do this and do that. That way, when we get back, everybody's like, oh yeah, okay, I see who's been working and who's not. That's the difference that like makes the difference between the two different of athletes. Those who only show up for the practice, and those who practice outside of time to actually come and like be better in practice. So it's like, yeah, I've just got myself surrounded with people that are doing things. I've got like a group that I work out with. I've got an Apple Watch, and I can see like people's workouts. When I'm sitting there at home, I'm just leaning back, and then my watch will ping off, and it's like, oh, this person's finished the workout. Oh, this person's finished that. Dwayne, another friend of mine either you would know, but Dwayne, I'll be sitting there maybe chilling, or maybe I'm working or something, and I see that, oh, Dwayne's done a workout this morning and he's burnt like 800 calories, and I'm just sitting at home like, I don't really want to work out. Can't let Dwayne, you know what I mean? So stuff like that, that's been keeping me going throughout this whole lockdown thing. That's been keeping me active and keeping me training. There's a competition in it.
You know something? Sometimes we don't need to have, I think everyone should like practice them eventually, but when you have such a positive circle around you, that's everything you need. And you just said it. The circle you have around you, if you are hanging around with people that they are like hopeless, they don't have high expectations in life, they don't want to go anywhere, they just want to be who they are, they don't want to improve, they don't want like better things in life, zero achievements, that's when you go down as well. So you being around people that are pushing you to be better, because at the end, you guys all together, you pushing you forward. Like even probably the laziest guy of the team is working out, even if he doesn't work, because he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna turn up into practice in summer, and all these guys are gonna look like spoilers, and I'm gonna look like trash.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like it's the circle thing that you have. Like so the same way where you want to work out in a gym with somebody who's stronger than you, somebody who knows what they're doing, so they can show you the ropes. You want to like, if you're being mentored, be mentored by somebody who's done this to another level. Like you want to have that circle that challenge you. So that's what I've got right now, and I'm very lucky and fortunate to be within a circle of like people who are everything what we're talking about is going to be athlete related. I'm very lucky to be in a circle of friends who are actually athletes and get it done, and I'm able to see that, and then like, cool, now I have to rise myself up to that challenge and meet it. And some people don't have those circles, and for some people it's like, if the circles are going down, or rather if the circles aren't performing to that level, then also they'll be like, that's what they're going to know. That's all they know, right? So you have to set yourself a standard. You have to meet certain people and like be like, cool, I want to train with this guy, or I want to compete with this guy. Because at the end of the day, nothing's guaranteed, isn't it? My spot on the team is not guaranteed. His spot on the team is not guaranteed. So everyone has to work separately. Like even in the NFL, when off season starts, you see a lot of these athletes fly out to different places and they're doing beach workouts. They're doing workouts in certain gyms. A lot of them, even though they're on separate teams, they'll go to like a coach or like a workout guru, and they'll be training together because they'll be getting better together. That's literally what it is right now. That's what you can do in this place where we have limited resources and limited opportunities, is make sure you got your circle motivating you, and you're competing. Just compete.
And I think it's key that we recognize who is adding to our life and who is like making it worse. So I think it's very important, because some people don't realize how negatively some people can impact your life, even with just comments. They don't really need to try to convince you about anything, but like you telling a friend, oh, I'm going to work out. Nah, man, leave that. Why are you going to work out, man? Let's chill here. Let's watch something. Let's play PS4. Let's play PS5. Now let's go to the club. Let's do something like that. At the end, I think when a few years ago, I didn't recognize that this was a negative impact for my life. But now, anyone that is not trying to level up, anyone that is not trying to do something about life, I just can't be asked to like meet them, man. To be honest, we can be friends. You can text me, I'll say you hi back, and that's it. But it's not like.
I guess it would have to be the same rules can't apply to everyone. Not everybody in your life is going to be an athlete. Not everybody in your life wants to be a baller.
Yeah.
Successful, in some physical capacity. So it would just be like those rules apply to my friends who I know are active, who I know want to play, who I know have certain goals to reach, and I hold them accountable and they hold me accountable. And the same way I've got friends who just like, they're not interested in football. I'm not going to expect them to, be doing these exercises or be going to the park by themselves or getting it in the same way. So I only apply that logic to people that I know are in the same circle as me in terms of like the football community and the friends I have. Yes. So that's like, to be an athlete, you have to there's different parts of your life in it, but that specific rule has to be applied for those who are in that part of your life where you're competing with them. Because if they're not working, then the level of competition drops here. And then within your circle, your competition's here. Suddenly you meet somebody who's up here and their competition in their circle is like always up here. You guys can't be in the same bracket. You're not challenging anybody because your circle's limit is here and their circle's limit is here. Yeah. So when it comes to it, difference is show like immediately. You can actually see like who's working and who's not.
Yeah, but I when I tell you like your circle, it doesn't matter if it's inside or outside football. I mean people that have goals in life, people that maybe they are not interested in football. Maybe they'll be like, Andy, I don't like football, man, but I go to watch you because I love it. I'm more into, I don't know, business, or I'm more into like, let's say investing. I'm more into teaching, But people that have like, let's say clear goals, or people that are just like waking up every morning and they want to get better, people that even though they don't like football, but they will go, hey, Andy, I have a book for you, man. Hey, Andy, I saw this interview. Maybe you like it. People that add value to you. It doesn't need to be in the sport world. It can be in any other way. Like, hey, Andy, we can maybe go to this place. This guy is speaking, like whatever, something like that.
I mean, the same work, the work ethic is transferable to everywhere, off the pitch, in an office, in a school. Like, this works in the same way. Like when I was in uni back in college, like I had friends who I'd go to the library with. Like it was like a group of like maybe 5 or 6 of us. There's 100 people on my course, but these are the people that actually I see in the library every day. So now I make friends with them, and now we make plans to go to the library together. And it's that same course of action that's like, cool, we're going to go to this place because we know we want to work. So I'm going to join this group of people because I know they want to work and get better. So yeah, I see what you mean. Like that whole is very that work ethic is just transferable to every sort of department of your life. I see what you mean.
Yeah, now getting back a bit to football. What is the league system style in Finland? Because I don't really know a lot about Finnish football.
So they have a semi-professional league. It will be the setup that they have like a Premiership. They got Div 1, Div 2, and so on and so forth. The Premiership they call the Maple League, and Div 1 is just underneath. Maple League, it's where the money's at, production's at. Div 1, you'll get good fans as well. That's the setup. The only difference is the community involvement. In comparison to Britball and football in Finland, is the community involvement. The team actually is able to get resources from the community. They get teams to invest. They get teams to, they get companies to invest. They get companies to like come to the games and stuff. Like when the game day comes, they actually fill out their arenas. They actually fill out the seats, and it's like you're actually playing in front of a crowd because the community wants to see. And even for away games, you get people traveling to the away games wearing like the team's jerseys and stuff like that. Like they're proper like into it, and that's something I saw, like when I saw that how different it was here in comparison to Finland. It was like it's mind blowing how people were actually involved in the sport, and it's not just a thing where only those who play out or those who know of it are involved, like it is in the UK, where you go to a game and there's like 10 people on the sideline, and they're usually like families and friends and stuff like that. But in Finland, you get like it's well advertised, like, you're going to the ball game this weekend, like they proper do it, and the companies are there, businesses are there, like it seems to be like a lucrative business over there, and that's just where the difference lies. More community support.
What do you think is the level there? Let's say, because you play most of your life Britball, what's the level like? Finland ball, British ball, what's the level like more or less?
I'd say within my niche of teams that I've been in, there's definitely a lot more talent in the UK, but people in Finland work harder. People abroad work harder because they have the infrastructure to do so. They have the resources to do so. They have like their own football pitches. They have their own gyms. They have their own like I said, different companies that invest in them, so they give them access to certain things that you don't get over here. So over here, I've seen absolute ballers, strong, fast, agile individuals. But in Finland, they'll go as a team and they'll work as a team. So it's two different things. Where here we have a lot of individual standout athletes. Over there, they have like group work, herd work. They all do it together. Then again, when you go up to a division, that's where they get the whole like people coming over and like imports and stuff like that. When you get to like the Maple League, that's a good league over there. They'll be able to handle teams that are over here, just simply because they have the resources to train and get coaches flowing in, and they get like that experience that we don't have over here. We don't have international coaches over here. They get coaches that come in and they get specialists coming in, and you can like sort of grow and nurture certain talents over there that you can't do on the same level in the UK.
So I also wanted to ask you, did you have to change anything in your training? Let's say the same way you were training to get to play for GB here, the same way you train to play for COV, did your training change to get and to reach the levels to the Maple League, as you were saying?
Yeah, so the training has to change, of course. Like what you're doing here is only adequate for the level over here. So when you want to now go to upper level, you have to up your training. You have to increase how often you're doing it, how much you're doing, like faster, stronger, because that's the level you're going to be competing at over there. Like training for the CFL combined, training for the GFL, is very different to training for COV. Back in COV and for Britball, we train maybe twice a week max. Over there, when I was living over there, train every day. So Monday to Friday, Saturday, every morning, 9 o'clock, you're in the gym, and then you have your field session later on. So it's an everyday thing. It's your livelihood, is what you're doing, So it's very different in terms of the quality of training and the quantity of training, simply because of, like I said, like the resources that they have and like the coaches that they have, the experiences that they have as well. So yeah, definitely your training has to like mimic the level you're trying to reach. You can't be training for Britball and then be expecting to compete in like an NFL combine. That's not going to work, you know what I mean? Because you're going to be competing with NFL level or CFL level athletes. So there's a difference there that you have to step up if you want to reach that level. You have to step up your game to that level.
Do you think European American football is a good jumping point potentially to make it into CFL or NFL?
Definitely a better platform than you would get in the like a direct exposure in Britball. So when you're able to go to GFL, there's more eyes on the GFL. When you're able to go to Maple League, there's more eyes there. So then you get more noticeable. You get to compete with higher level players. And if you're able to stand out within those players, that's when you're definitely a standout guy, because over there is at the top. GFL, Maple League is at the top. So if you're able to compete, stand out there, then people know that, okay, cool, this guy is actually, you know, he's the guy. So yeah, that's just what it is. The different level there is just different. Level just different.
How did it felt that preparation weeks before the combine for the CFL? How was your approach to that? I'm very curious about that, you know, because I know you and Marcus went there. There wasn't many British bowlers there. There were, I think, like four or five. Four of you guys, five.
What do you mean by British bowlers? Like the GB?
Yeah. No, like Great Britain, like British players in the CFL.
Oh.
In the CFL.
So with the CFL combine, the global combine that we did in the UK, would have been just for the UK players. So everybody there was from the UK. The next level there would be the CFL combine itself, where they invite individual players.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you get a very limited amount. So that's like, they try to do a global thing. So you get players from all over the world coming to compete at that level. So at that level was where they didn't get to, because of COVID, they didn't get to do that. Yeah, they chose Glenn and David, and then the rest of us would be in a draft, still eligible, but we didn't get to execute that because of COVID. But the training wise, when you get to that combine, in hindsight, I could have done better. I mean, you can always do better, like knowing who you're going up against. But at that point in time, I was training every day. I was trying to do the right things, get the right workouts. I was speaking to different coaches, getting tips from people, watching film online, watching techniques online to like see how to improve certain things, improve the measurements that they're looking for. Because that's at the end of the day, at that point, it's all just numbers. So they want to see who's got the best numbers on this workout, who's got the best numbers on this workout, who's got the best numbers in that. So you pick and choose the skills that you want to implement to improve your game for that specific workout. And everything you're doing at that point is for the workouts that you're going to be displaying in that moment in time. So it sort of changes due to what you are going to be displaying. So workouts like the shuttle, the 40, the bench, doing like pass protection, but it depends on what position you're in, like doing the agility drills, doing the gauntlet drills and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, training becomes more specific, it becomes more narrow focus for combine training, which like outside of regular football training where you do like a variety of things, it becomes more focused and you do like a limited number but to a higher quantity, just so you can get the quality better for those specific exercises, or workouts rather.
For how long do you train for getting ready for the combine? How long do you train? How many weeks, for example?
I think maybe 2 months ahead of the time. So like I said, I was training regularly anyway. So when you find out that this is going to happen, you now have to level up your training that you're doing because it has to be more adequate. So now I wasn't just usually running regularly anymore. You want to run in a certain way to improve certain aspects of your running, improve your drive, improve like other bits of it, improve your agility. So it was definitely more focused. I say 6 to 8 weeks going into it, so that I become better, get my feet right, get my body right, get my movement right, So at that time, I'll be near the peak, if not at the peak of what I can do. And in hindsight, there's more things I could have done or should have done to improve that, which I now like do. So like it's a learning process as well. You learn from that. So for the next opportunity that comes, I know definitely to add this to the list of things that I was already doing.
Yeah, at the end, if you train hard and you gave everything you had on those combine days, at the end you shouldn't feel bad about it. You just need to learn from your mistakes, and then, well, this time did it happen. You were 23 when that happened, I believe.
Yeah.
You still very young. You still can make it next year, if not next year. You have the right mentality to get there. So, some people, many people that went to the combine, I believe, got disappointed after it, because many people didn't got picked. Many people, like I think like 80% or 70% of the people that attended didn't got picked. But at the end, whoever you see next year when you go again, those people that didn't quit, those are the ones that really wanted, but that they want it badly, and that's like the thing about it, like, never quit, always trying your best.
I mean, yeah, like it's 98% of the people didn't get picked over there. They only picked 2 players out of how many of us were there? I think just over 20 or under 20. There's definitely no more than, I'd say, 25 players in that combine. No, out of all of that, they only picked just like 2. So that's how strict it was. And on the day, they picked 1, and then later on they do like an evaluation, look over film and stuff, and they'd be like, okay, cool, this guy has potential as well. We're gonna pick him as well, and that's it. So everybody else. However, you still do have the opportunity, because your film is up there, and the coaches from other teams can review that film, and if they decide, cool, I like this guy, or my team needs a guy like that, then they can pick you. So your mentality before and after that shouldn't change, because you never know when your name is going to be called when you're within like these circles or have these opportunities knocking at your door. You can't change your mentality. So, cool, I've done the combine, it didn't bang, so now I'm going to chill. And now suddenly, if something comes your way, you're out of shape, out of practice, and now you're in trouble. So it's definitely a mentality thing. Cool. When you have to, like, for me, it was like, okay, cool, I did well in this and I didn't do so well in that. So now I need to improve that. And next time when something else comes, I need to implement this in addition to whatever I did to improve. And it's just like having that mentality. That's just me.
But no, you are absolutely right. athletes, we are like knives. We need to stay sharp every time. You never know when you need to cut something. You never know when you need to, I'm just trying to give my funny approach to that, but athletes are like knives. You need to stay sharp all the time, man. You don't know when you need to like use your skill set. It's like you cannot let things like just go and just stay there waiting. I also wanted to ask you, who is your player that you look up to? Like, obviously, I know that someone that you look, how they work out, how they approach the game, what is their mental approach to playing football. Which is that player for you? It can be a coach, it could be a player, it could be anyone you want.
So like for me, one guy that I like to compare myself to and I like to, like, I guess, emulate is AP, Adrian Peterson. He's a running back. He's like played multiple teams. Like, he's legendary status, but he just doesn't have the ring, or rather the rings. But like, he's one guy that's a hard worker. Come back from ACL injuries. Like, people didn't think he was gonna do it, but he's done it. And it's like, off the field, he's generally just a nice guy. Like, he's so chill. And then on the field, when you see him running, it's just like a whole different, like, complete monster. Like, it's that balance is just, that's how I see myself in it. It's like, when I'm running with aggression, but I'll still help you up after I run you over. Like, it's just, I'm just like that. So I like his work ethic, and he's been in the league for a while and is going to be in the league for a long time as well. He keeps himself to himself, works out hard, trains hard, plays hard. And at the end of the day, he's always smiling. Like, there's nothing that I've never seen him like, head down sort of in shame sort of thing. He's always like positive vibes. That's someone that I saw when I was younger, and I was like, yeah, he's my guy. So I mean, I don't even support the teams that he's on. I just like him as an individual.
Yeah.
I rate him. That's my guy. That's who I try to even emulate, rather, aspire to be like.
Nah, he's a great player, and definitely, like, I think the personality you guys kind of match, you know, because I never seen you like really pissed off. I see you angry sometimes, but you are always smiling, you're always positive, and that helps a lot, you know, because when you have negative people, let's say you already losing the game, and you have like people saying that, yeah, just leave him, man, we're gonna lose anyway, yeah, fuck this game, and next Sunday we play again, you know. I don't understand. I don't understand people like that.
Yeah,
I've been like that sometimes, you know. But I changed because I know. I can't remember. I approached. I don't know if it was one of the guys in the team. I was pissed that day, and I told him, "Yeah, we lost already. Fuck it." And the guy turned to me and told, like, "What the fuck do you say? Like, what are you on about? The game hasn't finished yet. We can win. Why get away with your bad mentality or whatever? Just leave me alone, man." Because I was like in a very bad mood, you know. I think because I didn't play that day or something, and I was like, you know, that wasn't my first year. So guys, don't have this kind of mentality if you practice your sports, because you can impact others negatively. Be positive, because by you being positive, you encourage other people to be positive, you know. Oh, okay.
I'm hoping the recording saved.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we have it all done. Yeah. Yeah, guys, we lost Andy for a second, but he's back. So yeah. Now let's talk a bit about Britball. Why do you think Great Britain having a solid football league, having many talented players, having many talented coaches, and having I mean the playing scheme, everything in senior ball, university is great, but why we can't get to a professional level? Why Great Britain doesn't invest in American football? Why do you think is that?
So at some point in time, back in the 80s and 90s, it was a lot of my coaches that I've had over the time, over my years, I've played. I think they had NFL Europe. A lot of them played in there, and they had another league as well. Like NFL sort of branched out over here, and they were competing in the British League. So at some point in time, it was that thing. They were actually getting paid to do this, and over the times, it just sort of just died. It just, I don't know, like the infrastructure that I described in like the Finland and Germany teams is they've got community support, they've got investors for local businesses. Simply that's it. It's like a money thing, you know. As much as you don't like to talk about it, money is what makes things run. So if you got teams that are pumping it, teams that are advertising, companies that are helping you advertise, companies that are helping you buy equipment and get you venues and stuff like that. If you were to advertise things well, you know, people will come, but people just don't seem to be aware, for one thing. And then we don't have the resources to create that infrastructure for success anymore. Companies just don't want to invest in something that they don't see as lucrative to themselves. Right now, if you go to like a regular Britball game, like I said, you see maybe 10, 20 people on the sideline. That's it. In other places, they're staring out stadiums, they're staring out arenas, you know? So it's like, they'll be, the companies themselves will be getting something back at the end of the day. And we just don't have that. We don't have people reaching out to companies to support. We don't have people like the right officials at the top level, like the BAFA officials at the top level, even like, what's the word? Not like, let's say, protesting to make like a semi-professional league, so we can have some sort of money pumped into this by the government. But we don't have enough views. The same way, put it simply, the same way women's sports in, let's say, women's football, women's basketball the athletes there don't get paid as much as the male counterparts. It's simply because of viewership. They have more people viewing, more people going to the stadiums, more people watching. They have more people paying. Therefore, the players get paid more. It's just as simple as that. The women are balling out regardless, but they just don't have as many views, as many people coming to watch them. Therefore, they don't get as much money to distribute to the players. That's just a trickle down thing. So the more eyes you have on your sport, the more people you have interested to come in to watch like a football game, the more you realize, okay, cool, there's money to be made over here. So as much as I hate it, the reason why we're not as successful is because we don't have the resources to create that infrastructure for success that other countries do have. That's as simply as I can put it.
Which I believe is sad, because Great Britain doesn't invest in. I will say they don't really invest in American sports, because the funding for basketball almost doesn't exist. I think it's nothing or it's almost nothing. Then we have we have a massive baseball culture in the UK, a massive basketball culture in the UK. We have an incredible and amazing American football culture. There's so many fans in here. They hold the NFL games in what's called the stadium. I forgot. So
that's the development over the years. It's been getting more popular again. So when you see people wearing football shirts and football merch from NFL teams and stuff, so it's getting bigger, it's getting more popular. So hopefully at some point in time, we even got the NFL Academy as well. So you got kids just starting from a younger age, kids looking to get into the academy or get into certain structures like that, like the Bristol Academy, so they can reach out even wider. And with that comes more attention to the sport and more money. At the end of the day, money is just what's making us different from the people over the seas. That's just literally it, because we have as much talent, we have the work ethic.
I'm telling you, and it's something even it annoys, because you're telling me that, no offense, Poland doesn't have even half of the money Great Britain has. I think that the only country that has the same or as much or even more money than the UK is, I think, Germany. That's it. The rest of the countries, they are behind the UK, and they in France they pay. There's 10 leagues in Europe that they pay you for play American football.
I mean, yeah, and that's they should, because this sport isn't one where you can do without sacrifice. You will get injured at some point. You will need to dedicate your time. So the least you can do to supplement that is to give the players some sort of monetary incentive. And we just don't do that. But it's a simple thing. We just need money. We just need money to be able to advertise. We need money to be able to televise the games, get fans in the stadiums to generate even more money. But I don't know if it's a culture thing. We just don't want to look into it because it's a foreign sport. Like you said, basketball is suffering as well. In here, cricket players get paid more than basketball players, and it's they have more viewership. It's as simple as that. Even golf, they have more viewership. You just don't find it exciting. I don't know. I don't know the general population's thought process, but it's just the simpleness of it is that we don't have enough views. We don't have enough people to give us money. That's just it's very unfortunate.
I just think at some point, all the teams in the country, because how many teams are in Great Britain? How many teams? Maybe more than 100 teams, or at least 80 teams. In every counting every team, there's around 100 teams. I believe if every president gets all their people and they all come together, they could do something about it. But I don't know. Maybe is that they have some teams have beef with each other and they don't want to maybe come up together to improve football or something. I don't know, but I believe that if all the teams in the country come together and want to improve the situation, they could do it, because together we're stronger.
I mean, yeah, but getting that done, getting to that level to achieve that, that's where that's where things become impossible. It's the same thing as voting for a prime minister. Everyone knows how to make the world better, but when it comes to getting getting that process done. Everyone wants something that is fundamentally different that's going to benefit them. And we just, I don't know, because there have been some attempts over the previous years to monetize the leagues. I think 2 years ago, maybe Leicester or something, they had like the AFL something that was like putting their film, streaming the games on YouTube, on BBC Sport or something like that. And they said they will be able to do that for the entire league, but the BAFTA officials, I believe, said nah. And I don't know why. It just makes no sense. Like, there's a company here who's willing to, help us. And they demonstrated with that team that they can do it. And then, the officials just don't want this to happen. And as to why, I don't know. No.
From the knowledge I gained by studying my degree and everything, I just believe, I can be wrong, because it's my personal opinion, I believe that they don't see they could make enough revenue to support this, to support the sport. Like, they don't see that they will make, let's say, because you never get a profit in 1 or 2 years in any sport. It's always after the first 5 years when you see return or money coming back in. And they probably, the expectation they have is that we might invest in football in 2020, but we won't see money till 2030 or something like that. I believe they may be like seeing it this way. I don't know, I can be wrong.
I have no comments on that. I don't know. I can't know why they decided not to go with it. So somebody trying to give you a helping hand and you're going to say no to it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I hope the league figures it out, because that's how they're losing. Players are losing interest in playing because there's very little to gain from it at certain points in time. So I hope they fix it and then they'll be able to get more interest.
Because imagine if we had like a professional league here, and we are not the ones that are going overseas. We are the ones that are bringing people from overseas, and people are not going anymore to GFL to see the level there. Like, and if scouting teams from America are coming here and checking University League, checking Premiership, checking everything, that would be great, man. That would be a dream, to be honest. If I could do anything, like, not now because my agency is not very powerful, we are just starting up, but in the future, if I could help, it will be a pleasure to me to help, because I played in this country, I studied in this country, and this country has given me a lot, so I would like to give back a bit.
I mean, it'll take some time, but I think we'll get there. Well, the traction we're picking up right now is it's slow, but it's still moving forward. With the little leagues that they've set up, and even the involvement of the NFL directly in the UK, with the games that they play over here, and the merch and the parades that they do before the games, and even the NFL Academy and stuff like that. So you can see visibly that there is some improvement in the involvement of other communities to build the game. It's just, it might not be within our generation when we're still able to play that we will see the fruits of that sort of labor, where players here will be able to get direct scouting from the US, or you would have an infrastructure here that can compare and compete with GFL or the Maple League or the French League and stuff like that. So it'll take some time to build, but I think we'll get there. Yeah,
in time it will happen, because you see, even you have countries like Japan, Japan.
That way, yeah.
Japan, what has American football to do in Japan? Tell me.
It's lit. I've seen the film from there, and it's crazy. The fans, the stadiums, the players, proper work. It's crazy over there.
I'm telling you, when I start seeing, and they pay good money there, there's some contracts that are I think now you have the NFL, obviously. No one is getting there. Then you have the CFL and the Japanese league are almost there together, because they paying very good there. The level of playing is high. have you seen how they prepare the stadiums and everything? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, nah, they have like they got it figured out over there. That's just that's what we need to do. But they got it figured out over there. It looks really good. It looks really good.
And yeah, the last question of the podcast today. Please tell us a funny story about when you were playing ball. And anywhere, it could be when you played in uni, when you were playing senior level, professional level, anything, and something funny so the people can have a laugh for the end.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I mean, it's one of the, I guess, pretty much any game in at university. Now I know better is how to approach my training for the games. Obviously, I was talented back in the day, and I had like good speed and good like agility and stuff like that. But my fitness was terrible, man. My fitness, like I'd be good for a couple rounds, and then suddenly I'm like, I need to become like coming out. But then coaches always want to like run you, and I just like I can't. But there was one game specifically. I remember I was in London the night before for uni, and then I either missed my train or I postponed my train to get an early train in the morning. So I was meant to come over the night before, Saturday night, but I ended up coming Sunday morning instead. So I had to take like either 6:30 or a 7 a.m. train to get to Cov for like maybe 9/10. And then I had to go home, pick up my stuff, go to the field. I was late when I came there. Everybody was already like on the field, and everyone was belling off my phone. Where's Andy? Where's Andy? At this point, I hadn't even slept much. I was dehydrated as hell, and then I got changed, got into the field, and then like every 2 minutes during the game, I was having cramps. I'd like literally I run the ball, and then I get a cramp, and I have to pull me off the pitch, and I run the ball, I get a cramp, pull me off the pitch, and that was one of the most like terrible decisions I've ever made in my life, because that game just tore me apart. I was just like cramping up at literally every time I run the ball, I was cramping up. And I don't even know why I didn't. Like it was just.
I can't. Was that in second year?
Yeah, I believe not. Either second year or third year, I can't remember. It was a home game.
Yeah, I think I remember. I remember what you were talking about.
Yeah, probably the second year. I
remember. I kind of remember now that you're saying it.
There was one that happened. We had a scrimmage with another team. I think it was the second year. Was it beginning of second year or third year? We had a scrimmage of another team, and this team had a girl on the team, and I didn't know they had a girl on the team. Right? You remember? You remember? And we're doing the scrimmage, doing normal like run D and stuff like that. I'm running the ball now. When it's like regular person, I'm running them over. So I've got the ball, and like I've cut through the gap, and I've hit the sideline. So I'm running, right? And then I see this person playing safety who's trying to pull up towards me. And this person doesn't look too big and structure in it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to light this motherfucker out. I'm going to kill him. Yeah. So I'm running the ball. As I'm getting closer, I'm getting a better look of the player. And I see that they've got pigtails coming out the helmet. And then I screamed like a girl. Bro. I was like, it's a girl. And I literally off the pitch, and everyone started laughing at me there. And I was like, oh, why is there a girl on the pitch? You know what I mean? What do you want me to do in that situation? Like, it's a lose-lose situation. If I run her over, suddenly I'm the guy who just ran over a girl. And then what I decided to do was scream and bounce off the pitch, and everybody laughed at me for that. I hated that moment in the whole. I don't even know. I didn't tell me there was a girl on the pitch.
I remember that moment like he was 1 hour ago, man.
Because it's like I don't want to hit a goal, so I just screamed. Bro. That
was so awkward and so randomly. Like I don't know, because you just went out of the pitch and no one touched you, and you scream, and I'm like, what the? And then it's like, and I think the girl told you something. Like she replied to you, but I can't remember what she said.
It's like, what do you do? Do you hit her? Like, what do you want me to do? If you were in my position and you're running the ball and you see a girl like coming to, what do you want to do? Are you gonna hit her?
I don't think. I rather her hitting me. Like that's it probably, but
just because like the thought process of me seeing this person, like I was gonna run, I was gonna do them in. I was gonna lower my shoulder, bang, and then I saw it was a girl, and it threw me off completely. I lost all like.
Yeah, you weren't expecting
Sexist
that, man.
not to hit her. It was sexist to hit her. You can't win in that situation. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it happened to me in other sports, when I had to train wrestling with another girl, but normally if the girl is there, it's because she wants she's ready. Like, she will tell you, listen, I'm here because I wanna test myself. So if you have to do it, you do it, and that's it. But you don't want to do that, because it's like, even we had this skinny teammates, like people that weren't like maybe built or something. You never want to like hit them hard anyway as well. It's not like, I wouldn't say a female thing. It's like, if it's like a guy that is like 3 times less your size, you don't want to like hit them hard. You can injure them or something. So, but yeah.
That was one of the weirdest like interactions I've ever had on the
that was a fun day. I can't remember what team it was, to be honest with you, but
I can't remember either.
But anyways, guys, the interview has come to an end. Andy Owusu, thank you very much for being with me today. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming to my show, coming to help me out. Obviously, you are adding a lot of value to people that are going to watch this afterwards. Thank you very much.
No problem. It's good to help out. It's good to be here.